You guys seem to love my review of the Pocket 4 Pro and asked how the Insta360 Luna Ultra compares. So just like the Pocket 4 Pro video I did, all of the footage in today's video has been shot on the Insta360 Luna Ultra. Except this shot. And that's just to prove that I have both of these cameras and that I'm not using something else because you guys did not believe me in my previous video. Also, I have no contract or agreement with Insta360. These are my honest thoughts about the camera after using it for about a week. To maximize what this camera is capable of, I'm using 3 additional accessories. Most importantly, I'm using these ND filters from Freewell. Also, not sponsored, I paid for these. But these will allow me to shoot in 4K 24 frames per second and 1/50 shutter speed to get that natural motion blur. The filters also have a polarizing filter to help pull richer colors out of the blue sky and reduce reflections. Without ND filters, you simply won't get colors like this out of your Luna Ultra. Second piece of equipment I use is a SmallRig clamp and magic arm. This works amazing for quickly mounting it to get unique angles. And third is this extendable tripod that gets up to about 6 feet tall, which is super portable and lightweight. This thing is pretty awesome, to be honest. I'll be sure to link all of these things in the description. So let's talk about the question most of you are probably faced with right now. Should you buy the Pocket 4 Pro or the Luna Ultra? Or maybe you're asking if you even need a pocket camera. To better help you answer that question, I want to share a few good things and a few bad things about this camera. First, let's talk about the color. I have 2 rules when using any video camera. I never shoot in auto and I only shoot in log. As you probably know by now, Insta360 launched this camera along with the ability to use iLog, and I must say, it actually grades really nice for the most part, similar to my Sony camera, but there's one thing about it that makes it difficult to shoot with. The problem shooting in iLog is that there's no display conversion LUT. This makes it pretty difficult to tell when your image is exposed properly, and on top of that, the screen is small, making it harder to see. The only way I've been able to see if my shot is exposed properly is by either connecting the camera to the app on my phone or switching to the standard color profile and then switching back to log. This includes checking white balance as well. The Pocket 4 Pro does have this feature and it makes setting up each shot so much easier and faster. So I really hope that Insta360 implements this in the future. Now let's talk about the zoom options, which are probably my biggest complaint about this camera. I've noticed that in low light scenes, this camera has some really weird processing going on whenever you use the 2x, 6x, or 12x zoom options. I personally think it has something to do with their triple AI chip. You can see in this shot of the water bottle that it automatically applies some sort of weird denoise effect halfway through the shot to compensate for the low light. It almost seems like the lens and the software are working against each other. And now I don't mean to be harsh, but the footage is unusable for my standards when using the 2x, 6x, or 12x zoom options. The 1x and 3x options do look great though, I have no complaints there. I genuinely enjoy using most Insta360 products and would hate for them to lose sales over something like this, so hopefully it can be fixed with a firmware update because I know others are experiencing similar issues from what I've read online. But let's shift gears a little bit to talk about why I think this camera is still a great alternative for the creators that live in the US and can't get their hands on the Pocket 4 Pro. And that has to do with the removable screen. So I think one of the coolest features that you can do with having a remote like this and have it rotating and also have it stable is the fact that I can literally just reframe like this and zoom in once, zoom in twice, and just like that I've already got a brand new shot without having to disconnect the camera and reposition my Sony FX3 and just deal with all that hassle. Like I can literally just, like I say, I want to get just a logo of this, reposition my hand, and just like that I've got a new drive shot. This thing is so much more useful than I anticipated. Even though it's hard to see my exposure on the small screen, I find myself removing the screen to use as a remote about 80% of the time. It makes framing my shots so much easier. Since the gimbal rotates 360 degrees one way, most of the time all I have to do is set the camera to the right height and then use the remote to finalize my framing. On top of that, it has a mic built in that you can use if you're vlogging. It's not the best audio, but also not the worst. As for the stabilization on this camera, it's basically identical to the 4 Pro. Even though the camera was mounted to my e-bike and it looks bumpy, the gimbal never failed and handled the wind without issues. The bumps in the footage was honestly because the suspension on my e-bike just isn't that great. The one thing this camera does do though is that it takes a while for the gimbal to level itself after it's been tilted. I haven't had time to adjust any of the gimbal settings yet, so I think that can be fixed. I'll dive deeper into all those settings another time. I just wanted to focus on getting you all footage samples first so you can make a decision on which camera to buy. The last thing I'll mention before giving my final thoughts is about the battery, which I'm honestly kind of disappointed with. The other day I charged the camera to 100% and left the house to go film, and by the time I got to my location about 2 hours later, the battery had already dropped to 82% without me even removing it from the case to film with it. I did have another test day where I left the house with 100% and immediately began filming, and after about 2.5 hours of on and off recording, turning the camera off between shots, the camera dropped to 22% by the end of my filming session. Definitely not the 4-hour numbers advertised. The Pocket 4 Pro battery is a little bit better, but it's honestly still not as great as they marketed either though. Now, if you watched the Pocket 4 Pro video, you'll probably know what my final thoughts are, but I'll mention it again. Considering I have both the Pocket 4 Pro and the Luna Ultra, this is what I would recommend. If you already have other DJI products like a drone, action camera, or mics, don't buy the Luna Ultra. You're going to have inconsistencies in your workflow, and a simple software update from either company could make your mics or other products incompatible with each other. You're better off paying a bit more to just import the 4 Pro into the US from eBay and having a consistent ecosystem. If you don't have any cameras to begin with, or if you already have Insta360 products and you live in the US, I recommend buying the Luna Ultra. It's available basically anywhere online and is a really great alternative to the Pocket 4 Pro. If you do get it though, make sure you get the Insta360 mic for it, or you will regret it because the built-in audio on that thing is not that great. To put it clearly, until Insta360 manages to fix the muddy looking image using any lens besides the 1x or 3x, I'm probably gonna stick to using my Pocket 4 Pro. I'm willing to trade not being able to use a removable screen for an ecosystem of products that allow me to color grade faster and easier, and just film in general. If you like the color in this video, it is available as a LUT and a power grade for both cameras, and in fact it actually works on basically any camera. Just check the link in the description. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.